So as some of you know, I've been making songs with Eek-A-Mouse for about the past 2 years. Eek-A-Mouse is a well-known Jamaican singer from Trenchtown, from Kingston, Jamaica. He's been around since the early 80s, had his first hit song in like 1981 or 82 or whatever. Ganja Smuggling and Wadu Dem, his two biggest hits ever. I've known him since 1996 or 7 or so, since I was the opening band, or was in the opening band called Slightly Stupid. We were opening for him in Colorado. We met him basically on that tour, and by 2001, when I was out of the band, I became his drummer for 11 shows. Now, we kept in contact off and on since then, a little bit here and there, until 2 years ago when I really started getting in contact with him consistently, because he heard about my song called Restart that I made, and he loved it and asked if he could sing on it. And it was a song that I made with my little brother in 2016, I believe, that he had just finished mixing and mastering, and I showed Eek-A-Mouse randomly, and he loved it. He called me Bob Dylan's grandson, and I told him I don't know why or how I made this song. I don't consider myself a singer, but he said, well, you can sing. You're like Bob Dylan's grandson. You have a voice. Just keep doing it. You have a great voice. And I think I sound like I'm nasally. I have a weird I've broken my nose like 13 times. I sound like I have a stuffy nose all the time. I think my voice is okay, whatever. But I know that I know how to write good music, and my beats, my songs are awesome. And that's what I have in common with Eek-A-Mouse when it comes to him liking the style of music that I make. And that's why we started collaborating, having me make complete songs for him without me singing. And some of them I do sing, and we go back and forth whether I'm singing or not. And we're all over the place with that. But we have a great relationship. He's like an uncle to me. I talk to him all the time. And yeah, we've been making music, like I said, for the last 2 years. I've made, I don't know, 3 or 4 dozen songs with him at least. But the point is, we about 2 months ago started having our songs taken off of Spotify. We have no idea who's doing it. I've had a lot of things against me in the music industry, starting when I got out of my old band. People have been trying to sabotage me basically my whole life, especially with music. I have a lot of haters, but it actually just fueled my fire even more and made me want to do this that much more. So the point is, just this morning, I got a weird email. I'll show you while the plane goes over, because it's a little hard to hear me, saying I had copyright infringement. Showing you one of the songs. I'll show you the other one. Now that's the other song. Got 2 emails within the same minute saying that 2 of our songs have copyright infringement strikes against them. Now what that means, I have no idea, because I wrote the songs myself. They're completely original, and on top of that, Eek-A-Mouse sang on them. And these are the first 2 songs that had just him singing and me making all the music myself that have had this email happening. And this is for all streaming sites, saying that they are threatening to take my entire music catalog of over 100 songs off of all the streaming sites if I get more than 1 strike. Now this is already 2 strikes and 2 different emails in the same minute. So my 2 strikes are already here, which means who knows, in the next 24 hours I could have all my music taken off of every streaming site. That's insane to me. Well, I've been against streaming sites for a long time. I've been starting to think about having a artist to consumer way of having music be put out there into the world, because Spotify pays you about 1/10 of a penny per stream, which is complete crap. Any artist would agree with me, which is why a lot of major artists are getting off Spotify. So the point of this whole video that I've been thinking about making for the past 2 months, ever since our songs started getting taken off by Spotify in the first place, is to bring awareness to all of this and to respect all the artists that are taking all their songs off of all the streaming sites, especially Spotify, knowing that, you know, the average artist makes $12 a month on Spotify with however many streams. But it's true that you make a fifth or a tenth of a penny per stream. That is insane. So if you get 1 million streams, you're getting, you know, $1,000 or something. That is nothing, and no one usually even gets close to getting 1 million streams for any song for an average artist. And we have hundreds of thousands of streams between all our songs, between my own songs and Eek-A-Mouse collaborations I've done, but that's still not paying anything. And it's not, the artists put so much work into these songs to have you get a fifth or a tenth of a penny or whatever it is. It's nonsense. So my point is, I've started a Bandcamp account for me and Eek-A-Mouse, and he knows about it, even though it's just under my name, where I'm going to split the profits with him, where we're just trying to have everything go straight from us to you guys, where you just download the songs, have them on your phone forever, and even if there's a blackout or no internet reception, you can still have access to all the songs that you downloaded for $1.50 or whatever you choose to pay for them. I guess $1.50 is the minimum, even if you have a choose to pay whatever you want on there, which is what we're gonna do. You can pay $1.50, you can pay $5, pay $100, whatever you want to pay for each song. And I'm also gonna put full albums on there. We're gonna put at least all the songs that have gotten taken off of Spotify as our first 10 songs we're gonna put on there. So it's gonna be like the band from Spotify. It's basically songs that we're putting out there in the first place. And that's the point of this whole video, is to bring awareness and have you guys kind of think in a different way when it comes to music and listening to your favorite artists. It's different when you listen to huge artists that have millions and millions of followers and they're making a living from touring. And that's the thing, they're not making their living from streams, they're making their living from touring and playing shows live in front of millions of people. So that's the whole misconception that people get when they think they're supporting an artist by streaming their songs on Spotify or whatever streaming site. It's not really paying their living. They're making their living from performing live. That's where the money is, getting their, you know, $100,000 for each show or whatever they're making. So that's where the real money is. They would make in one show what it would take probably 10 years for them to make in streaming revenue. And that's what I'm trying to bring awareness to. So with that being said, I'm gonna cut this off because it's already over 8 minutes long, and just let you know, I'm gonna be posting our Bandcamp account soon, and keep being aware that your streams don't pay the artist anything. In fact, it's like taking money away from the artist in a way. It's like doing the opposite. Because if you download a song for even $1.50, which is the minimum on Bandcamp, like I said, that's putting money straight into the artist's account instead of giving them, you know, chopping up a penny in 10 pieces and giving them 1/10 of the penny per stream. And even if you stream it 50 times, that's like 10 cents. You know, it's not anything. So I'm gonna cut this off now, but yeah, I'm gonna make some more videos soon and bring a more in-depth awareness to this whole thing that I'm trying to talk about when it comes to supporting artists that you like. So if you like what I'm doing, if you like what Eek-A-Mouse is doing or what we're doing together, maybe it's time to start thinking in a different way and kind of open your mind into a new realm of supporting artists that you like. Not just me and Eek-A-Mouse, but anybody. So until I make another video, I'm just gonna say goodbye. Thank you for your support.